guys, welcome back. Today it's time for another tag video, and that's one I'm particularly excited about, and it's the Agatha Christie book tag. And I've been tagged by Julie from the channel The Hungry Bookworm, and she created this tag together with Lil from Lil's Vintage World. I will link both of these channels down below, and I'll get started on the questions. Question number one is, how did you first get into Agatha Christie and which books did you read first? I came into contact with Agatha Christie because my mom read her books, still reads her books, and when I went with her to the library she always checked out some Agatha Christie books, and I've always remembered having Agatha Christie books around the house, and she was reading them, and at some point I just started reading them myself. And the thing is, I couldn't even tell you which was my first Agatha Christie read because it's been such a long time ago, and I probably pretty much read all of her books at some point or another. I did, however, start reading them in French first, and so I get confused a bit with the titles when I read them now in English, but yeah, that's how I got into reading her books. Question number two is, have you read any books on Agatha and her life? I have read her autobiography, and I will link my review of that down below, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I want to read more about her life, and my next read will probably be her biography by Laura Thompson. That's something I'm interested to read next. Question number three is, have you watched any adaptations of Agatha Christie's books? I have mostly watched the Miss Marple adaptations, and I absolutely love the Joan Hickson adaptation from the 1980s from the BBC series Miss Marple. I'm a big fan of these. I have also watched some of the movie adaptations, some which were good, some which were not so good. I absolutely detested the newest Murder on the Orient Express from 2017, I think, and I have somewhat enjoyed the adaptation of And Then There Were None, which is my favorite book from Agatha Christie. The one from 2015 was quite good. I have some issues with it, but I think it's definitely a good one. I really enjoy the 1982 Evil Under the Sun with Peter Ustinov and Maggie Smith. This one is amazing. If you haven't watched it, go and check it out. And recently I watched the 2017 adaptation of Crooked House, and Crooked House is also a book I really like, and this adaptation was so good. So 2017 adaptation of Crooked House, definitely recommend. Question number four is, which book of Agatha Christie's has your favorite villain? Obviously I'm not going to go into any details, but definitely And Then There Were None. And I've also mentioned the book already. I really enjoy The Murderer in Crooked House. Question number five is, which book of Agatha Christie's would you like to read or reread next? And I have two on my list for that. I have Murder in Mesopotamia and Death on the Nile. Question number six is a toughie, as any other Agatha Christie fans will agree. It's Miss Marple or Poirot. Explain reasoning about your choice. I think I prefer Miss Marple. I think both these detectives and the mysteries that they're solving raise interesting different themes and questions, and I definitely enjoy learning about xenophobia after the First World War through the lens of Hercule Poirot. That's something I really enjoy in his books. How this is explored, but I think I prefer the themes that are explored through Miss Marple, and in my eyes it's a lot about how women, and especially older women, are not taken very seriously, and Miss Marple is so sharp and witty, and she just figures things out way faster than everyone else around her, and that's what just really draws me to her. She's basically proving everyone wrong, and she's doing that with such a sharp cynicism. I think it's just charming. Question number seven is, Agatha Christie also wrote as Mary Westmacott. Have you read any of these books? If so, what did you think of them? I only read one of her Westmacott books, and that's The Rose and the Yew Tree, and I think I gave it 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely strange to go to these books, which are basically kind of drama romances, I guess that's what you could call them, and coming from her very mystery and thriller side is definitely strange because you recognize her style and her tone and her wittiness, but at least this one book that I read was very character focused, so there's not much plot happening, and I think that's something that I really enjoyed while reading it. Is I think Agatha Christie is very good at portraying characters, and there's some mysteries where it shines through, some of them it doesn't, and you can really see that these books are more character studies for her, the Westmacott books. So this is something I enjoyed, but still it somehow just didn't wow with me. So I don't think I would be against trying any more of her Mary Westmacott books, but it's not something that I'm actively seeking right now. Question number 8 is, there are quite a few books that feature Agatha Christie as a character. Have you read any of these books? If so, what did you think of them? I only read one, and that's A Talent for Murder by Andrew Wilson, and I did enjoy it. It's kind of exploring an idea of what Agatha Christie could have been doing in these few days that she went missing in the 1920s, and she doesn't talk about that episode in her autobiography, and she never really talked about it in general. And so this book is kind of a speculation of what could have happened. And you definitely have to suspend your disbelief a bit because it's a bit far-fetched. But once you can get past that, I thought it was kind of fun to read. I think there are 2 more books in that series, and I'm not actively looking for them right now, but it's definitely something I could explore once I just want something with Agatha Christie but not written by her. Question number 9 is, do you have a favorite Agatha Christie book that you find yourself turning to again and again? Definitely my favorite book of hers, And Then There Were None. It's a standalone, which makes it great. It's very gripping, it has great character exploration, and the best villains ever. So yeah. Question number 10 is, Agatha Christie is known as the Queen of Crime. Suggest another female crime author whom you like to read. And scarily enough, I don't have that many. I have enjoyed the first book in Louise Penny's mystery series set in Quebec, called Still Life, and I definitely want to continue that series. But other than that, I've also been meaning for a long time to explore more of the golden age of crime fiction authors, especially the female ones. And I think I have Dorothy L. Sayers and Niall Marsh, and these are 2 authors that I kind of have in the back of my head that I want to get to one of their books at some point. So if you have recommendations for these authors or any others, I would love to know down below. Question number 11 is, tag other Agatha Christie fans. And I'm not gonna tag too many people. You might be a big fan of Agatha Christie and I don't even know about it. So if you are, let me know down below, because I need to find more people who like her books and whom I can talk about her books. But I will tag Sandra from Pull Down the Moon, as well as Tia and all the books. I would love to hear you guys' answers on these questions. Alright, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear your stories of, have you read Agatha Christie's books yet? How did you get into her? What is your favorite Agatha Christie book? Let me know everything down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!